Hello, dear ones. It's so good to be with you on this crisp fall day. I wanted to talk to you about grace and the impending election this afternoon. What I wanted to talk to you about is recently Rob and I have lost a number of colleagues to cancer. And one of the colleagues that we lost was a woman named Judy Wells. And Judy was very involved member of the Oakland congregation that we served while she was a student at Star King. Judy was a determined and feisty and assumed leadership easily and well, was nurturing of those around her, and was a woman of strong opinions. And she was a person who was a real booster of the seminary, of which the three of us were all graduates. And she met her future husband while a student there. And I had the honor and privilege of officiating at their wedding at the Unitarian Church of Oakland. Judy and Dwayne went on to have a co-ministry together, and they too retired to Portland, Oregon. And soon after Judy retired, she was diagnosed with a non-life-threatening cancer. She sought treatment. Everything seemed to be going well. And about a year ago, she had a recurrence of that cancer. And she worked really tenaciously to work with the cancer, with the treatments available to her. And again, it looked like things were going well. And then she started to decline. And they reported all of this graciously and gracefully on the Caring Bridge site, which we followed. It became clear that Judy was facing a terminal situation, and they posted this reality on the Caring Bridge site saying, this is what we're going to be doing, this is how the decisions we've made, and we will be moving towards hospice, and we are going to work with the pain management. And it was a GI related cancer, and so she started taking her nutrition intravenously. And when that became more and more difficult and she was in greater degree of pain is when she entered hospice, and they decided to stop the IV feedings and to just let her move towards the end of her life. But Judy was a tenacious and very involved activist for getting out the vote. Now, because Oregon is a state where if you receive a terminal diagnosis, you can choose to have a compassionate overseeing death by a medical team. And Judy opted for this, a movement that actually sprang from the First Unitarian Church of Portland. And one of its greatest advocates was a mover and shaker of that congregation. But that's neither here nor there. I want to tell you about Judy's last day. By that point, the family had gathered. Judy was sleeping in a hospital bed in the living room, and her daughters were there. Her son-in-laws and grandchildren had all been there for a month and had left and gone back to where they live so that the kids could enroll in school. And the daughters were there, Dwayne was there, the death doula was there, and a dear friend. But Dwayne got up that morning and came down the stairs. It was a crystalline, beautiful day. It was warm, sunny, and as he walked down the stairs, he said, "My guess is that this is the day Judy, my beloved, will choose to die." And he came down the stairs, and Judy was writing letters to voters in Pennsylvania saying, "I'm not going to make it to election day. I'm writing this letter asking you to vote for me. Please take your vote seriously, because I'm going to die before I can vote." And I had wanted so badly to live to place my ballot in the box, but I can't do that. So please vote in my name. And so when Dwayne came down, she was sitting, beaming. The pictures are amazing, beaming in her hospital bed, racked with pain. But she was so strengthened by this image that she was passing on the legacy of her passion for voting and being involved in democracy, being an active participant in forming our democracy. And so she asked to spend the morning writing those letters to voters in Pennsylvania. She finished the letters, they notified the medical team, and the medical team came, sat around her bed, and she said her goodbyes to her loved ones. Soon after, she drank the potion, and soon after that, went unconscious while holding the hand of her beloved, and died full of grace and love, and full of a commitment to get out the vote. So, on this day, filled with the same kind of graceful beauty, will you please, please, never take voting for granted, and always make sure that you vote, and do it in the names of all of those that you know and love who could not vote in this election and those elections to come. Thank you for being with me today.